All right, in this next video, I'd like to explain the ability for the ICON to import and export trained drug information. So a quick overview. So the ICON has a reference image of every pill that it can count. And there are typically two of them, one of the pill flat on the tray and one of the pill on its side. So those are stored in a separate database and they're created by us. They're not part of the Metaspan data that's supplied through Wolters Kluwer. So that data is used so the ICON knows when you pour pills on the tray if they're the expected size and shape or if it's a foreign object. So it's how it does the counting. So if I've trained some extra drugs on this than what is contained in the product from the factory, I can add those into another ICON by exporting the file from one ICON and importing it to another one. So if I go into my settings menu, skip login, scroll the screen up, select the trained drugs, you'll see there's a couple choices here. One is import or overwrite existing data on import. So if I select that, it's set to false normally. So in other words, it would just augment your existing trained pill information. So if you just trained a few extra pills and you want to transfer it to another one or hundreds of extra pills, whatever it happens to be, you can simply not bother overwriting your existing pills. However, if you've retrained a lot that you feel like were trained improperly to begin with, then you'd want to overwrite when you did the import. So that's the first selection. The next one is the actual doing the export. So if you select that, it tries to export the drug data to a USB drive. Okay, to show you how that would work, I'm going to go ahead and plug this flash drive into the back of the unit. There's two USB ports on the back. They're both equivalent, so you can use either one. So if I go into the back of the unit here next to the push button switch, plug in the flash drive, and now if I were to select export to USB, it warns me and says this will export the trained drugs to the attached drive, overwriting any previous files I might have of that type on the flash drive. If you proceed, I hit OK and it does the export. It should take about 5 or 10 seconds. It really does depend on the speed of the particular flash drive. Some drives are faster than others, so it does vary in how big your trained drug data is as well. So we'll give that a few seconds here. All right, so when it completes, you'll see it display how many thousands of pill images that were exported. So in this case, 21,046 trained pill images. Now that's 21,000 images of pills. They're pairs of images if they're flattened on their side, but those thousands of images could translate, each one could translate to more than one pill. So typically our default database covers over 50,000 different NDC numbers. And the third one is to import. Again, it wants to do it from a USB drive. So if I had one plugged in, it would go ahead and import it from that drive. That concludes our explanation of the trained drug import-export feature.